We got thunderstorms coming in today, and then we got a hurricane tomorrow.
RV life isn't always easy or stress-free, but this week we were reminded exactly why we chose this lifestyle.
We hope you'll grab the popcorn and sit down and watch this week's episode, because we got a lot of fun coming up.
I'm Tammy, and this is my husband Scott. We are two artists who, when faced with mounting health challenges, decided life's way too short. So we sold our home and most of our stuff to move into a home on wheels. And along with Gracie and Jasper, we've hit the road full time in search of new landscapes, experiences, and friends. We'd love to have you join us as we navigate our way through this RV lifestyle. And until further notice, our mission is explore, create, and inspire.
All right, gonna go to Rockport. Gonna see motif number 1. There's a whole art colony right adjacent to it as well. So we're gonna go in some galleries and studios, meet some artists today. The building here is, they call it motif number 1, and motif just meaning subject, as in an art subject, and millions of painters, photographers have used that as a subject over probably over a couple of centuries. I think I read that it was built back in the 1800s and it collapsed in a big snowstorm and they rebuilt it. They paint it every year with paint that looks old when it's new, so keeps that appeal to it. What do you think? You think it's pretty amazing?
I mean, it's definitely a nice composition. I've seen cooler things to paint, but are you gonna paint this then? So you're part of the motif number 1 club?
Well, I very well may paint it, but if I do, it's going to be from a photograph. It'll be back at the camper somewhere. I'm a little hesitant to plop out my my paints and easel right in front of people walking by. I'm not that good, but I do have a lot of experience painting barns, so that's right up my alley. And yeah, I think I'm going to paint motif number 1.
Rockport is adorable. We're gonna go check out the Bareneck Art Colony area. Art colonies?
It's right behind you.
It's right up our alley. Yeah, we're gonna go walk over there. Let's go. Now that we've walked till we dropped, we're hurting because Rockport is freaking amazing. An artist lover's dream on the sea. And it was like a little historic village and galleries and shops and the harbor. It was beautiful. A photograph around every turn. And inspiration in every gallery. Everyone was so nice. We talked to several artists. And I know I've said this before, but I could totally live here. But I'd have to be rich to live here, but I could totally live here.
I think Rockport is exactly what you think about when you think about a fishing village in New England. Apparently Sandra Bullock climbed out of a boat up the ladder by motif 1. Somebody's working on their Victorian house here. So that's very authentic New England right there. So anyway,
yeah, we woke up to weather alert alarms to get prepared for today.
We got a stem coming and we gotta get ready.
I just want to say I'm sorry if we've offended anyone with his attempt at this accent over here in Gloucester. Gloucester, Mass. It's all in fun. We love you all here. Everyone's been awesome.
Yeah, I think they pronounce it Gloucester. Gloucester. I don't think it's so much how you pronounce it, it's how you say it. Oh, stop. Yeah, so spent some time using the Windy app this morning. It's a great app for everything that has to do with weather. And because what we got going on is we got a thunderstorm coming in from the northwest with a cold front behind it. And at the same time, we've got Hurricane Fiona with 178-mile-an-hour gusts just out in the ocean. Talk about dodging the bullet. Here's a hurricane. Here's us. We're just outside the cone. Here's where we spent July and August, was up in Maine near Lebec. And anyway, it's going to pass by, and so as it passes by, the winds are going to circulate in our campsite here from that direction to that direction, and that's where the trees are.
Our weather pattern and travel pattern has been really lucky so far this year. We've been either ahead of storms, behind storms. It's a good thing we're not still in Lebec, because they're going to get hit pretty hard with this, and we're just going to get skirted, but it'll be enough to rattle the RV, I'm sure, and terrify Gracie. So, we're gonna get ready. Gets a little loud in an RV when it's raining and thundering outside. That's one of the reasons we wanted the Vanleigh, because it has a soft touch ceiling. Helps dampen the noise. Our first RV was a lot louder. It's okay, Buggy. Yeah, it's just noises.
As expected, Hurricane Fiona is missing us. Now, had it been 1 or 2 degrees off to the left, it'd be a different story, but it missed us. It's going by way out in the Atlantic Ocean here. We're going to run out to Gloucester and see if we can see some surfers, because I'll bet it's one heck of a surfing day.
First time I've seen surfers surfing from an anchored boat. It's high rip tide and surf warning today, and they're taking advantage of it. Like a fairy tale, living in a daydream, where the world can't find us.
It was our first time in Gloucester, and we took the back road in the local way, and we're waiting for the drawbridge. I think this is where the Fisherman's Memorial is, and we'll be checking that out for sure.
Let's go bums away and make our great escape. Just you and me, living in a daydream.
The first names are listed are from 1716, and it goes all the way up to present day, over 5,000 people.
Hey, babe.
Yeah.
Your shirt is tucked into your underwear.
Oh. That's how they do it, babe.
No, I don't think at your age you should do that. What are you doing down there?
I dropped an almond. Oh, here it is. It's under the slide. I got it. Oh, I can't reach that far. I need tools.
We don't want anything under the slide.
Get that camera out of my face. Are you filming my butt?
Today we're checking something off my bucket list. Things are gonna get a little spooky or a little interesting. Or maybe it's just all a lot of hocus pocus. We're about to find out as we head to Salem. So we're at the Witch Trials Memorial Walk. 20 victims were hanged. Well, 19 were hanged and one poor soul was pressed to death. And it makes me kind of emotional. It's sad. Sad time in history. Something we ought to remember and think about when we're judging and treating other people.
Because I hanged a handful of them on my birthday.
We're walking through the Burying Point Cemetery, which is the oldest running cemetery in Salem and one of the oldest in the country. Judge John Hawthorne, one of the leading witchcraft trials judges, is buried here. I wonder how many people spit on his grave. But you can't read most of the headstones. It's from the 1600s. But it is pretty incredible.
We need to go buy you a witch's hat.
What are you trying to say? I'm a witch?
This here is my kind of witch. What was it that Elizabeth Montgomery used to do? She'd wiggle her nose. I can't even begin to do it.
This is the witch house. Actually, it was a judge's house, and he did a lot of interrogating of the witches here, and it's one of the last remaining buildings that's actually tied to the witch trials in Salem. We're not going in it, but that's it right there. All right, back to the fun history stuff that we like to do. We're gonna go tour the House of Seven Gables. Have you ever seen that movie? Hawthorne's book. So no cameras inside, but we'll show you the grounds outside and tell you all about it. Are there 7 gables?
I only count 3 so far, but we haven't been to the other side of the house yet.
So the House of Seven Gables is a 2 thumbs up. We were able to take pictures inside, so I'm going to pop some of those up here. All I'm going to say is there's a secret staircase and an attic, and it's pretty awesome. It hasn't always had 7 gables. It's changed hands a lot. So our recommendations for Salem, because we love the more authentic history part, would be the Witches Trial Memorial Walk and the cemetery and the House of Seven Gables. The little downtown stuff with all the shops is, it's touristy, it's kind of gimmicky, it's okay. If you like that sort of thing, go for it. But I would definitely hit up these 3 things if you want the real historic, cool.
Well, and there was more recent history, like the 1960s statue of Elizabeth Montgomery bewitched right in the town center. That was pretty cool.
All right, Salem, we're out of here. Back to the RV.
All right, folks, today we're going to check off one of my bucket list items. We're going to head over to Concord, about an hour west of here, and we're going to go see where Thoreau walked around Walden Pond many times. Thus, he wrote the book Walden. Welcome to Concord, Massachusetts. This is my man right here, Henry David Thoreau. He built this cabin, I read, for $28.12.5. I'm thinking, 12.5 cents. How do you get a half a penny? I don't know. Does anybody know? Did they used to use half pennies? This is a replica of the house that he built back in 1845, and he lived here for 2 years, 2 months, and I think 2 days. And this is where he wrote his book And he just spent a couple of years journaling and living in nature and writing about the necessities of life: shelter, food, clothing, energy. Pretty comfy in here.
This is a tiny house. Could you spend 2 years, 2 months, and 2 days living in this, babe?
The land was owned by Ralph Waldo Emerson, and he allowed him to stay here, use the land as he saw fit, and build himself a temporary abode.
Yep, today we're walking in the footsteps of Thoreau, Emerson, and Alcott. We're gonna go check out where she wrote Little Women too. And maybe if we have time, we'll go to Sleepy Hollow Cemetery where the authors all are laid to rest. Anyway, we love this stuff. Let's go check out the pond. Walden Pond is one of the deepest lakes in Massachusetts at about 102 feet. If you're a Massachusetts resident, you can park for $8. If you're not, $30.
I'll bet Thoreau and Emerson used to walk down this trail together just like you and I are doing right now. People come here from all over the world to stack cairns in honor of Thoreau. I went to the woods because I wished to live deliberately, to front only the essential facts of life and see if I could not learn what it had to teach, and not, when I came to die, discover that I had not lived. Henry David Thoreau. Thoreau is a great inspiration to us, stepping out and doing the RV thing, because it really has nothing to do with what we possess. It has to do with what possesses us, and that's to get out and have adventure. That's to learn, experience cultural places like this, be in nature.
I didn't feel like we could leave Walden Pond without putting our foot in. It didn't seem right, so I'm gonna have to put it in. There's people swimming this lake back and forth with buoys. Figure there must be something to it, so at least I'm dipping my toe in the water.
To Scott, S-C-O-T, or two T's?
Two T's.
Two T's, and Tammy, enjoyed meeting you at Walden Pond. We just need to show a copy to you.
That's awesome.
And this is the field guide to Florida. Now, I only flunked one course in college, Zoology 1A. And since then, I've published 15 books, sold 3 million books in mainly zoology, and been leading people on tours to 100 countries around the world, showing them birds and mammals in particular. But this has the butterflies of Florida. It doesn't have every one, but all the common ones you like to see, the dragonflies, even spiders, but lots of the flowers and the trees. And then when you guys go necking, this is the constellation up in the sky, you know, by season, by direction that you look.
Okay.
Remember those days way back when at the start of a relationship? Yeah. And also background on all of Florida too. A great state. Thank you for your excellent taste in fine literature. This is Peter Alden at the shop at Walden Pond in famous old Concord, Massachusetts, welcoming our visitors here who are headed down to Florida. Bye-bye.
I never thought that I'd be standing outside of Louisa May Alcott's home where she wrote Little Women. This is exciting for me. So we're gonna go do the tour. Unfortunately, we can't do video or photography inside, but we're gonna do that and we'll tell you all about it.
It's the tallest sound, the damn smallest crowd, but their hearts break loud. Far from ever feeling lost with me, I'll push you back towards the land and sea.
Alcott's home was a highlight for me. That was so cool. I wish we could have taken you with us inside. Her sister's paintings were everywhere, her desk, everything was just there. The house slanted and creaked, and it just had the best vibes. It was an experience, and we learned a lot. It was one of the first house museums in the country, and a group of women in Concord in 1911 wanted to make sure they didn't lose her home, the storied home, and so they got together, bought it, and ever since 1911 it's been a museum for all of us who love her and love Little Women. So if that's something you love, put it on your list, because it was amazing. You could feel her presence in there, their whole family in there. A lot of love in that house. One last stop in Concord, Massachusetts.
The heat goes but wide with a desperate light.
Emerson's grave marker is the marble boulder right there. That's just like Emerson.
The story behind that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what we learned today is these folks, Alcott, Emerson, Thoreau, and Hawthorne, were all contemporaries living in the same space, rubbing elbows with one another. They were a mastermind group. And so it's completely fitting that they're all buried here on the ridge together. Pretty cool deal.
Unfortunately, Thoreau only lived to be 44. He died of tuberculosis. Wonder what kind of person he would have continued to be. But it just goes to show you that you never know. Life's short, so get out there and adventure if you can. Make the most of your life. Go to the woods to write, paint that painting, sing that song, dance that dance, and go RVing. There's a big country out here to see with so much cool stuff.